Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Hilaal Live. I'm Luqman Shadrack from the Cape Town studios. Thanks for watching us on Channel 347. As we do on a Friday, I invite Asghaab Job back in studio to try and give us a few more tips and educate us on how to live a bit healthier. If we're wanting to get back into the gym, this is the guy to speak to as well. Asghaab, jazakallah so much for coming into studio. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, Luqman, to you and to the viewers as well.
Thanks for making the time to come into studio. We missed you last Friday. We were away.
Yes.
You been well?
Alhamdulillah, can't complain.
Alhamdulillah. Now, over the last couple of weeks, we've been giving our viewers tips on how to get back into the gym, how to get back into our fitness levels. We all want to live a bit healthier as well. And one of the things that you find very beneficial with your clients is maybe reasons why weight training is beneficial for our health.
Yes, Luqman. So, of course, Luqman, we're in that time of the year now where it's getting closer to spring.
Okay.
You know, we're close to about a month away.
Correct.
And oftentimes, if I want to go on the journey with the viewers, they've maybe started training now, like we've been speaking, we've been motivating them. Yeah. So they're going to gym. They've possibly been on the journey now, and alhamdulillah, they've lost maybe about 10 kilos.
Yes.
And then they possibly walked past the gym and they've seen these weights. So they often maybe ask the question, okay, what's the next step?
Okay.
And I think therefore weight training is a good discussion to have going forward.
So would you advise for someone that's on their weight loss journey to start with weights, or maybe start with an eating plan and then move on to weights?
Very good question, Luqman. I think the first thing you're going to want to encourage people is to just go to the gym.
Okay.
I usually laugh, Luqman, and I tease people and say, maybe go to the gym first and just visit the gym.
Right.
And just walk around.
See if this is where I want to
exactly.
be. You know?
Just visit the gym.
This is for me.
Exactly. Visit the gym. Maybe touch the equipment, look at the equipment as well. Then the next step is, you start
don't touch the people.
Don't touch the people.
Touch the equipment. There we
go. See the vibes for you, and if you want to be there, and then being consistent in going to the gym. And then, of course, alhamdulillah, you started your journey. You've maybe done something simple like going to walk. You've cycled.
Okay.
But now this is where we want to talk now. Is now you want to go into the weights area,
right,
which I know is predominantly very scary for most people.
It is. It's intimidating
exactly.
Because look, you've got all these guys that are already on their fitness journey, and they, have weights that are exceeding certain amounts of, and it can be intimidating. One of the things I saw that's quite nice in Durban that's taking off, and I think it's taking off in Cape Town as well, is paddle tennis.
Oh yes.
The college that we were at, the soccer, they had like 4 courts, I think, of paddle tennis, 2 courts, 4 courts, and people were just enjoyed it. Is that quite a big thing in Cape Town as well?
I think it's definitely on the rise now. Okay. I think it's, if not one of the biggest rising sports in the world.
Lovely.
And I think it's funny we're speaking about this because I've had to train people with weight training for paddle tennis, which is one of the points we want to touch on. So I think maybe let's touch on that, Luqman. I think the first thing is, when people often come and see me and they want to train with weights, they want to maybe enhance their performance for the sport.
Okay.
So paddle tennis has been one of the reasons to come to visit. And weight training plays a very vital role in that. It helps with prevent them from getting injured, gets them stronger, of course gets muscles and joints to go through certain range of movements.
Of course.
So therefore they would then come to see me, we would then work on a weight training program, and then take it from there that the training that we do in the gym benefits them on the court when they're playing paddle tennis.
And it's a fun environment as well. You can play it with your kids, you can play it against friends, colleagues, things like that. So nice. So chatting about weight training, right? Tell us a bit more on where we should get started and what we should have in mind should we want to move on to weight training.
Yeah, it's very interesting. If you maybe spoke to me about 5 years before COVID, I would have had a different approach to it.
Okay.
I think, with COVID now, it's shown that weight training not only affects the body, which we know we want to have an effect on, but also our motivation, our mental mindset as well, our mood. Studies have shown now that weight training plays a big role in increasing or endorphins in the body, the human body, serotonin as well. So that's, of course, the one biggest thing, I think the biggest factor now. Also, people who tend to train weight training, they tend to see the results and they feel better mentally. They're able to see what their bodies are able to do. It's in a sense of, it leaves them in a sense of amazement, so they feel motivated to do more. So maybe they started with 5 kilos the 1 week, they come back, it becomes 7, it becomes 10, and then 12. So they see these natural progressions, and then that encourages them to come again to the gym again. So therefore, that would be also one big factor for people for weight training.
So what you're saying is, don't start on 12, work your way. You're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And then also, if you don't know too much about weights, get some help.
Yes, definitely. And I think that's where you would want to get it. Maybe either a friend or get a professional like myself.
Yeah.
We take you through a process. in that process, Lukman, you'll then go to the gym, you'll then see the weights, you'll then have certain questions that you may want to ask, which is legitimate questions that you want to ask, because safety is a key factor also when it comes to weight training. I think the next point is the one that we know that with weight training, your mentality then changes, you become a lot more confident, you get a lot more stronger, but then also you start noticing maybe your body composition changing. So you're looking better in clothes.
Right.
Your shirt looks better on you.
I don't have to pull in my gut so
No.
much. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. I think Luan, for most cases for dads that I tend to train now, there's time to tell me that Asghaab, be it this time of the year now, the wood that I'm picking up outside becomes a lot more easier.
That's actually quite funny. I thought dad bods are in, but okay.
Yeah, so it is in the moment. I think they've become a lot more stronger now. The chores around the houses are coming a lot more easier. Why? Because they've started weight training. It's improved their range of movement. They're getting a lot more stronger, and they're able to help a lot more easier now around the house as well when it comes to that. I think we spoke about now the one about performance, sports and performance, but I think for most people, when they come to weight training, I want to encourage them and remind them that, look, it is a process. You chatted about it earlier.
Absolutely.
You don't want to jump into it and go into heavy. For some people as well, they maybe started, they stopped. Now they're thinking they can go back again. No, take your time, be patient with it. I mean,
and it's a
enjoy the
journey.
process. Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah. Look, also bodies evolve. It depends where you are. 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever. Sometimes it may take a bit longer to see the results. So, stay on the course and you will see that result.
Yes, definitely one. And I think we can definitely see it now in our sisters as well. They've, the definite increase of weight training by sisters in the gym.
Right.
They understand that is a process.
Of course.
It's a slow process for some. For others, it's again faster, but it's a process nonetheless. And alhamdulillah, I want to encourage more our male viewers to follow that process. Not to jump in head first and go too heavy. But no, there is a great benefit to doing weight training. And like you said, Lukman, it does what you do in the gym will of course benefit you elsewhere in another sport.
All right. What else do you have for us with regards to weight training? How does that encourage our training regime?
I think the one for most people is, and I want to encourage them is that they don't have to just think that it's maybe isolated to that of a gym. We're speaking now that of a gym, but it can be homebound as well. So it could be a washing basket. It could be a makeshift bag as well that they've put in maybe with books in.
I know during COVID, people used water bottles.
Yes,
it's makeshift weights at home.
Definitely. Doing certain weighted tasks around the house, that can be seen as weight-bearing exercises as well.
Right.
That we've seen, and studies have shown now that the greater benefits that it has on the body, especially when we're getting older, for our older parents and loved ones. You want to be doing these weight-bearing exercises in the sense of in the goal so that it can benefit you in your health going forward.
Of course. So I would imagine that weight training, this is a question that a lot of your clients would ask.
Yes.
When do I start? How do I start? How do I progress? Can you put together a program for me? Is that the common question?
Yes, very good question, Lukman. It is the most common question, Lukman. I think because of that fear, Lukman, like we spoke about earlier, that people have, it's a process, Lukman, and it's a slow process, nonetheless, but consistency is key.
Sure.
So I would then encourage the viewers is that if you're going to gym and you've maybe started off with 5, maybe journal it. If you, by the means, were trained by yourself, if you have a professional, trust that the professional is going to take you through a process. Ask a lot of questions. Don't be shy because it can be quite scary, and it is known also for people to get injured. So you don't want to have that be the case with you, but enjoy the process, man. So yeah.
Awesome. Asghaab, jazakallah so much for coming into studio and giving us valuable tips. Where can people find you if they need to, chat to you a bit more, pick your brain about some of the exercise and tips you give?
No, definitely. I'm on all the social media platforms that there are. I find that's the much more easier way to get access to me. I'm much more responsive on there than I would be on email. And they can feel free to ask me a question. They can then just spell my name into the search engines and then my social media platforms will pop up.
Stunning. Have a great weekend. Look forward to next week's edition, inshallah.
Shukran.
Have a good one. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
And that's how we end our fitness regime program on Hilaal Live on a Friday. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, you can follow us on all the good social media platforms as well. From the Cape Town team, Sohail Barnes on technical duty. And from myself, Luqman Shadrack, have a wonderful weekend. We're back on Monday. Assalamu alaikum.